Hey there, this is JJPianoDownloads.com with some exciting news. This is coming to me probably, well, over a month late. Literally over a month late. So Ivory released Ivory II, or Ivory released version 2.5 of Ivory II, and it looks a little different. It's got that kind of violet purpley accent thing going on. But the cool thing about it now is Ivory no longer requires an iLok device. You can actually register Ivory to your machine, and not only that, you can have it on a separate machine. So I have one license of American D that I'm having on two machines, and I actually purchased another Ivory II license so that I wouldn't have to transfer from my home studio machine to my laptop. Well, now I don't need that other. But anyway, really exciting thing that Ivory II does this. The three favorite libraries are Galaxy Piano, and Keyscape, and Ivory. And those are the three pianos that I use. Contact is really CPU friendly, and Ivory not as much as Contact. And then of course Keyscape is like a angry bull in a fine china factory. But it sounds excellent. So, don't but you better have some horsepower. Thing I noticed about Ivory II is that Ivory II now requires a bit more horsepower. I noticed my CPU is working a bit harder, and pretty much you got to get with the times. If you want to run these high-end multi-gigabyte, libraries, you need to have some horsepower, especially if you're going to run it in a mix, if you're going to create stems, if you're going to create backing tracks, with a whole bunch of other instruments. You're going to need the horsepower to run it. So, I'm really excited about Ivory II. It's got this shimmer effect now that I don't know how to use. This is the Studio 7-foot, which runs good. Is good for cutting through and for gospel. And I experiment with this timbre shift thing to make it sound. Yeah, that sounds kind of. Yeah, that's. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then if you turn it off, of course, you have a regular piano, and then I can load in American D, which is one of my favorites. I use this for communion every month when we take communion. Very, very realistic and then if you add a synth layer into there, if you want, and it's very good. Really excited though that Ivory II no longer requires an iLok device, because I would be going to service, setting up my laptop. Did you remember your iLok device? Did you stick it in the USB port? If you didn't, you have to restart Ivory or restart your whole. And it was just, I did it every Sunday because Ivory, I love Ivory. And it's, so I when I'm not using Ivory, I'm using Galaxy, and then Keyscape. Need a bit more horsepower for my lap. I need a different laptop. But anyway, really excited about that. And thank you very much.